anything done. Doctor's orders. And then you end up with a whole mass of shit on your plate. It's fucking crazy. Fucking burnt out. Whatever. I ain't no YouTube guru. I ain't no guru of any kind. Well, no, I'm a Harley guru. Yeah, no, I'll take that one. I'll put myself against anybody. I don't care. You want to go back? You want to come forward? You want to go present? You want to go past? No, I'll play with your Harley. I was just checking this out here. Hang on a second. It's just, oops. Oh, not that low. I just like having some music. I don't know how this stuff works. You know, you got your this and you got your that and you got the this and the that. I got booted off. I got booted off of Twitter. I went in Twitter jail here somewhere around the time I did my last show. I was just getting pissed off. You know, I was just starting to vent. You know, chicks can vent. Isn't it all equal now? We can all. Oh no, I'm a white straight masculine man, so I have no fucking rights because for the cause of all the asteroids that ever hit the Earth, right? Yeah. Stupid shit. So, you know, I was doing these shows. I started this because I give a shit about my community, my neighbors, this nation. You know, I think about all the guys that put their ass on the line, died and gave their blood and got crippled, like even right now. Like how many guys we got crippled up that got sucked into Afghanistan on behalf of this country and this nation. You know, because some average student that got elected into the big building down in Ottawa, you know, decided to send them because of some fucking hype over some bullshit, you know, that we were all lied to, you know, south of us with our cousins on the south side. How many of our native cousins have suffered? Yeah, no, they suffered. You know, they didn't know better. They agreed to it, and they suffered. To suffer means you agreed to something. If a judge ever asks you if you know, did this man, you know, did you suffer under this man's care? Did you suffer? I say, fuck no. I don't fucking suffer. Because it means you agreed to it. Okay? You give consent to it. So don't give consent to something and then go and fucking bitch about it. Like me, I'm in Twitter jail. I'm suffering. I am genuine suffering. Now, does it bother me? No. But I'm in Twitter jail. I got thrown in Twitter jail. I'm not sure what we'll check to see how long I got left in prison, but fuck these guys. Fuck this social media. It's all fucking bullshit. Fuck politics. Fuck state actors. You know, all these fucking so-called public servants, state actors, big wigs from these corporate entities that suck off everybody, make you think that, you know, it's so important to be hanging with those guys or on their shit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Everybody's just sucked into it. And we're just feeding the machine, too, eh? So, you know, the only reason I started it was the last year, a year or so ago, because I seen an issue. The only reason I even got interested in constitutions and enactments is because I seen the country going in like, where the fuck is this coming from and why are we going this way? Because the nation and the foundation of the nation, the establishment and all the paperwork shows us to go this way. I mean, we used to be the human rights, and I'm not big on that word, human rights, but we used to be like the human rights one of the human rights leaders of the whole fucking planet, little Canada. 18 million people ago, when we had like 22 million people, we were a world military force to be reckoned with. And we have way less people. But we were exact, very talented, and we still are. Our guys, our folks in the armed forces, even though politics has ruined our armed forces and gutted our armed forces and is continuing the ruination of our armed forces, that we can't defend ourselves. We just can't. All Canada has now. If that music bugs you, let me know. But all Canada has now is we have the military aspect of technology to keep, pastors in line, to keep mom and pop, the honest folks in line. That quotas, for instance, for cops to get quotas every month, that's against the law. That's fucking against the law. It's common knowledge, that's what they do. How many dollars a month? How many lives do they ruin making their quotas to fit the quota to climb up the ladder of the organization that they work for that is supposed to act as a peace force or peace officers? And I hear lots lately about hang on a second. There. I'm finding myself yelling again. But these guys are going on about, the cop's oath, the cop's oath, the cop's oath, the cop's oath. They don't give a fuck about an oath. You do realize that legally, not lawfully, but legally, a cop is allowed to lie. These guys do fucking know this, right? I got pulled over by a junior copper, RCMP, they switch everybody around. I got pulled over by a junior achiever just the other day, on my way back from the dump, right? He totally fucking lied. I filmed him. He totally fucking lied, But they don't even have to have a reason to pull you over anymore. Because, who's that fat chick? Raybould, right? The one that Trudeau screwed over? Well, she screwed us over before he screwed her over. You should see the fucking laws. Like, guys, you're fucked, I'm fucked, we're fucked. And the problem is with these state actors and these coppers and stuff, they don't realize that they're setting the stage. You're not always going to be in favor. Yeah, today you may have some power. Today you might be able to shoot me in the back and get off, but tomorrow your son or your daughter is going to be shot in the back, or your mother or your father, and the state actor at that time is going to get off because you're not that fucking important. So instead of caring about your community and policing in a proper manner, you're selling out your own kind. You're selling out the next generation. You're selling out your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your fucking grandkids. That's all you people are doing. It's in history. Pick up a history book. I'm sure you'll find it. It's under B for Bolshevik. All right? Like it or not, that's what's going on. So you guys, you're going on to the coppers about their oath. Well, I am pretty damn sure that coppers have like 3 different oaths. They got one for the peace officer, they got one for the police officer, and they got one for being an administrative hearing officer. Which oath are you talking about? And the guys are, protesting or whatever the fuck they're doing over there, besides wasting energy and doing nothing. Your oath. They don't give a fuck about that because they're legally allowed to lie, which means they can make a fucking oath and it don't mean shit. And who's going to hold them accountable? You're going to hold them accountable? You can't even write a letter to your fucking local public servant. your local town council, your local regional district, your local county, your local fucking MP or a local MLA. You can't even write a fucking letter. You can't even get 10 of your neighbors to come together in agreement to each and send them 10 letters, letting them know that what they're doing is wrong. What they're doing is they're causing harm to you and your family. No. You'd rather bitch at me for not wearing a mask. You'd rather, and you guys, and you know, because you're all a bunch of fucking pussies, right? Now, I'm only talking to the pussies here. I'm not talking to everybody. But the majority of Canadians are just a bunch of fucking pussies, you know, ne'er-do-wells, lazy cunts that don't give a fuck about their fellow man. And you're more eager to climb up some kind of social ladder of sucking dick than you are about watching your neighbor's back. You're so concerned about these experimental jabs that you're not saying anything about the massive manslaughter on our elders. What do you think I was so pissed off? You know, at that wannabe dude from northern BC there, Mr. that took the what's the position there? It takes a lifetime to get that position. It's and it's traditionally what is a woman's position. The patriarch. You know, for the natives. You know, she's the one who cares for the land. She's the one that spreads the history, teaches the history, knows the language. Right? The chief is different. The inherent chief is different. That's a different position. And that's why I was so pissed off at him. Is you're just, you know, oh, I can get away with it. And these stupid whiteys, they have no fucking clue how things are run anyways. And you know what? Most people like whitey, brownie, yellowy, it doesn't matter. Everybody's too fucking stupid anyways, and they don't really know their history, so I can just get away with this crap. As a matter of fact, you're all so stupid that I can just start this company and give it a fucking native sounding name and an Aboriginal name or an Indian name or whatever you wish to call it. And you all think it's some kind of fucking tribe, yet it's just a corporation. And then I can suck off the Rockefellers out of California, and they'll give me a bunch of money to go and play, advocate for a non-existent tribe that is actually a corporation registered with Corporate Canada. You know, therefore making Canada my co-parent. That's why I'm getting off this crap. You know, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with people. Nobody knows how to think, investigate. You know, it's much easier just to bitch and complain and turn your neighbors over because you saw one extra person go into their house, so we better phone the coppers. And laugh, you know, at the coppers dragging some man's son or some man's daughter-in-law out of their house in the middle of the snow and 30 below weather, with no shoes on and no, you know, in a skirt or whatever. You know, it's so much easier to arrest a little old lady walking down the street with a sign in Toronto than it is to deal with the gun crime. It's so much easier to use gangs with illicit whatever they have, chainsaws, to make laws against honest law-abiding folks than it is to actually fight crime. You know, I got pissed off at the fucking chief of Toronto Police. Yay. So you're just a fat ass kisser that, you know, whatever, you know, political piece of shit. You know, and I'm sure there's lots of ass kissers kissing your fucking ass too. Making it up, and I'm sure they're the ones that you give the overtime at the taxpayers' expense to arrest little old ladies walking down the street trying to express themselves that lockdowns are unconstitutional, lockdowns are wrong, and it's causing harm to folks. But it's way easier just to beat those guys, drag little old ladies, handcuff little old. Look what the very brave English police did to those chicks, at the vigil the other day. Yeah, yeah, brave guys, brave coppers. Yeah, you guys are real brave. How the fuck do you expect people to give you any credit for the few that do? And had a bad feeling and this and that, and so Daryl's axle broke, and oh yeah, man, that thing bucked him like a horse, man. Put him in the ditch, and it wasn't the dummy part. The only dummy was the guy on the Norton. But after his bike back office to let the boss know I was back in town, and I'd be by the very next day to pick up a job, pull out a job. And he was all cool with that. I stopped at my brother's briefly. And on the way home, come around Blank Corner, and there's a Plymouth. I think it was a 74 Plymouth. And a Porsche hot dogging her, fucking with each other. Took up the whole corner and fucking hit me head on. Handlebars went through my side, ripped out my guts, my liver, my lung, my spleen, my ribs. Fucking Plymouth's on top of me. The Porsche's on top of the Plymouth. Two army dudes come walking by. God bless them. Never know. Never could find them. I tried. And pulled the car off the car, pulled the car off the bike, pulled the bike off of me. Four and a half months in the fucking hospital, whatever it was. June, July, August, September. Yeah, September 4. Wasn't supposed to live. Used a hairnet to fucking squeeze my liver back into shape. So little chunks back in place after they pulled all the splinters of fucking ribs out of it. Lost half a lung. Right? Wasn't supposed to live. Was on a ventilator for 10 days. It was the first time I was on a ventilator. Anyways, got out of the hospital. Well, I was in the hospital. She was clean out, drugs, right? Clean out your system. Whatever chicks do. And my son was born on Father's Day. My last son was born on Father's Day, 9 months to the day of me getting out of that fucking hospital. I'm not kidding, man. I said, God, what the hell is this about? He says, I'm going to keep you alive. He's a covenant. I'm going to keep you alive so you raise your family. And he did. So I'm still here. And one more operation. And it's all from that accident. I never got a fucking dime out of that. It was their word against mine. It's just whatever. It is what it is. Fuck that shit. The past is the past. I don't give a fuck. So like, having to raise kids, having a disabled kid, being disabled myself, and to fight out a fucking living, to build and earn, a corner of this nation. And then listen, all you blubbering fucking bitches cry and fucking cry, coming out of your mommy's basements to burn down. Well, you're not up here because we're pussies. Canadians are the biggest fucking pussies on the planet. But just south of us there in Washington and Oregon, you crawl out of your mommy's basement so you can go and fucking throw rocks at the police station and, burn the place down. I don't hate cops. I don't respect most cops I ever met because they're lying cunts. Like the one I just ran. Oh, I pulled you over because you had a brake light out. I filmed him. Which one? He looks. Yeah. Because you're a new guy in town. And you're just switching around. You're pulling everybody over, and you're fishing. It's what they call fishing. Which that Raybould chick on the federal scale made fucking legal. fishing. It's wrong, guys. It's fucking wrong. People have a right to go from point A to point B. Maybe drivers don't. But a driver is somebody within the corporate body that earns their living. The whole idea of driver's license was to set up so that corporations can be held accountable. Those within the corporate body politic can be held accountable so they can have a basic, pass a basic test so the public, so every man, every woman, every young one would be considered safe with these guys driving a ton of metal down the road. It was never meant for any man or woman. Every man or woman has a right to use the public roads. Has a right. You have a right to go from point A to point B with property. Now, I know a few guys that run around with cardboard plates that fought the fight and so on and so forth. But just in case you wish to use your property as a vehicle to earn a living, and just in case you cause some harm, a guy needs insurance, right? How else are you going to cover somebody if you call a kid runs out in fucking front of you and you hit it and you break his leg, or a little old lady or a man or whatever? How are you going to cover their ass? And so they entrap us with this whole insurance thing. It's like these folks within the establishment. What they've done is they've done a switch and bait, or bait and switch, sorry, and on everybody. And now all you fuckers are running around acting as persons. I always tell people, pick a type of court that interests you and go sit in fucking court, whether it's family court or criminal court or traffic court. Go sit in and watch. You just see it. It's like a meat factory, and it's just in and out, in and out, in and out. Somebody's called, the person is called up, the lawyer that represents the idiot, the one who can't speak for themselves, that can't stand for themselves, that needs to come in and be represented because they can't present themselves before the court. They can't present themselves at court. They can't present themselves in court because they don't have a fucking clue, because they're stupid and lazy and don't know how to think for themselves. Why do you think this nation, what do you think the free world is in the condition we're in? We reached a point, our forefathers, they built something that was very good. Free enterprise, rights, whether you're Napoleonic civil law, free world, or common law, free world, but they built something. And so the establishment took around and said, look, how can we get more control? They don't really need us. The laws are in place. Constitutions are in place. Bills of rights are in place. We really don't need a fucking government for really doing much except for protecting property of people. So how can we create them? Well, let's create a problem. How do we create the problem? We allow certain things to happen. Or we narrative to cause certain things to happen. Then we come in and say, hey, we'll fix it. And so like this, what's going on right now. So the people are, it's caused by your public servants. It's caused by these ne'er-do-wells. They plan it, they cause it, and they're not that. Look at it's this whole thing that's going on right now in the free world is full of fucking holes. Look at Chris in Toronto. I have his last name, but look at this guy. He's a charismatic, kind of crazy kind of dude. He doesn't, obviously, he doesn't understand the common law and the right of man. But he does know his constitutional rights. And he knows that thing is just a piece of paper that's useless unless somebody enforces it. Who gets to enforce it? The man or the woman gets to enforce it. Now, the only difference between Chris and I As Chris will go in there calling that his, charter rights, my charter rights, my charter rights. Whereas I would go in and say, hey, I have a fucking right. I claim the right. And not only do I claim the right, but I believe the legal society maintains the same position, and then throw all their charter stuff at them. We're down to the courts. That's it. We're in our last defense. If you don't think there's a war on, if you don't think that you're not under attack, if you don't think there's massive manslaughter that is our elderly, even to this day, you're getting experimental jabs. As we're all getting jabbed by all these different companies doing all these things, they're finding out different problems from different companies that are arising, and folks that cannot reverse the effect of the jab. And you're fucking mad at me? You're mad at me because I do not wish? Are you not a free woman, a free man from the free world? All the money in the world. It's not just about oil and trees and nickel and silver and copper. It's not just about. Because you are part of this land, that's what they're mortgaging off. And so they're pitting. They're using folks that wish to have a different lifestyle, believe there's a different lifestyle, and they're, oh, you don't speak. And so they're creating bigotry for each other. Fuck, man, we were so close to putting that like so far behind. And all they did was bring it back up again. So apartheid's coming for everyone that doesn't agree with the establishment. Everyone that doesn't do it, oh, sure, no, we can't make it. But we can certainly extort you. We can certainly, if I can, cut off the benefits of being seen as a citizen, operating within within the Constitution and the rights and the covenants and all the wonderful enactments and statutes and stuff. Oh yeah, no, we can take that all away because that's just a benefit. And because you don't know who you are as a man or a woman, you're fucked. You're fucked. You won't be able to barter. You won't be able to trade. You won't be able to, oh yeah, you're an enemy. And they'll pick you off one by one. And we're right there. Don't think it's a future thing. It's a now thing. It's present. Yeah, I'm watching that pastor in, oh shit. Hang on. Yeah, Boomer's cooking. I wasn't allowed in the kitchen for years. Barbecue's okay. Smoker's okay. Turkey deep fryer's okay, but I wasn't allowed in the... Anyways, all this stuff is planned. Everything that's going on is all planned. All you guys are hating your neighbor because they don't think like you, because they're not following the CBC narrative, right? Not following the teachers union narrative. All yous that don't, you folks, use people, use guys. Winnipeg saying use guys, but all yous folks that don't agree with cutting 4-year-old fucking peepees off and making girls out of your kids. Yeah, you're gonna suck it up. You're gonna suck it up big time, unless you learn how to stand on your rights. And until you figure out that you actually have fucking rights, you don't have any rights if you don't enforce them. And even you persons, you Canadian persons, you Canadian citizens, right? If you don't enforce the Constitution, you don't have one. And if you don't think this isn't a big test for folks to stand, I don't give a fuck if you get a lawyer or stand as a man or a woman. You're going to pass through the fire, but you got to stand, right? Otherwise, you don't have a charter. I don't think you guys understand that, these great, wonderful communist countries of the past. Communist countries usually have the best constitutions. Man, they read so wonderful. I'm sure if we read the communist Chinese fucking republic constitution, I bet you it reads, and I bet you everybody has all kinds of rights. And yet nobody has none. That's what's going on. War has been declared on you folks. And me. All of us. Me, I take orders. I used to fight back, but I take orders. I'll take your fucking order. I'll fulfill your order to the best of my ability. But if you think I'm your slave, you got another thing coming, man, because slavery's outlawed in all its forms on this land. And you will get a bill. And I will pursue you. Am I pursuing an officer? No, not a chance. Because an officer can't do anything. A prime minister can't do anything. An MP can't do anything. Your most honorable fucking Grand Poobah cannot do anything without a man or a woman enacting within that title. I don't do titles. I don't talk to cops. I will speak to the man or woman who does act as a cop, but only man to man, man to woman, woman to man. That's my terms. That's my right. There's no law that forces me to talk to the Grand Poobah of fucking, Crown Land Security fucking COVID Hotel number 1. Get your shit together, folks. You're being fed shit. And you're going to be dumbed down. Well, everybody is dumbed down. Canada's full of fucking pussies. Everybody's a pussy. Everybody lives in fear. Everybody's hiding their head. Everybody's scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Fucking establishment's lying. The propaganda stations are lying. Everybody's fear-mongering and lying. Take a grain of truth and lie. So, it was funny too. It was the last time I was on. Like, yeah. And after I had picked up my old lady and that, I had a few whiskeys and it started talking to me. Or through me. And so I did end the show and I went on Twitter and I'm in Twitter jail. It was too funny because I was getting out of hand. Like, the social media, I'm going to put up some Harley videos and stuff. And, if I don't get kicked off first. I don't give a fuck because I'm on MeWe. I can say whatever I wish on MeWe unless I'm, spewing out something against the actual criminal code. Now, does everything in the criminal code apply to a man or a woman? No, it actually doesn't. But do I respect not to, incite hatred towards my fellow man? You bet. There's no reason. It's cultures that have clashes. It's not a matter of whether you got 4 legs or 2 legs. And whether your 4 legs are pink or green, and the 4-legged pink people can't fucking, associate with the 4-legged fucking green people or whatever, right? I mean, that's all they're doing. Cultures clash. Folks are born with things inherent, part of ya. Right and wrong is part of, like, say, 99.999% of all folks born on this planet. They don't know that you're supposed to hate somebody over their color or over their creed. They have a different last name or a different language. They don't know that. No, none of these kids do. All kids all babies speak the same language. Gobbledygook. Kind of like legalese. The cousin to legalese. Gobbledygook. Right? They don't know they're supposed to hate everybody. You fucking assholes. You're creating the hate. You're creating the division. You're doing experimental surgeries on children. You're teaching children about sex and shit they don't even need to care about. You know, there's a difference between anatomy and your social structuring of brainwash. You're all fucked. This place is fucked. I couldn't believe, you know, that pastors at other churches would sit there and, you know, take the government side against the pastor who's standing up for his flock and for his faith. You don't have to agree with the guy, but you don't sit there and badmouth the guy. Now the churches are divided even more than they ever were. You know, this left-wing fucking buddy of mine, he goes on, well, you know, religions are the biggest cause of war. No, they're actually not. Mankind is the only cause of war. And cultures clash. You know, in some cultures, it's okay to cut your daughter's pussy lips off so that they're not desirable to another man. There's a number of cultures that have that. In my culture, that is obscene. Right? But in other cultures, now, my culture clashes. There's a clash between cultures. It has nothing to do with skin color. It has nothing to do with fucking straight hair, curly hair, brown eyes, green eyes. Fuck, I don't even hate gingers. And they got a fucking genome problem. Actually, my granny was a redhead, my Scottish granny, so. God rest her soul, she'll come back out of the grave and stab me. That was a tough woman that grew up in a tough era of the Depression. World War I, World War II, the fucking Depression. You fucking pussies throwing rocks through coppers' windows and shit just because you know you can get away with it. I mean, if politics changes in these places and the coppers come down on you, oh, you're just going to cry. You're going to cry. You know, anytime me and a guy who acts as a cop ever had it out, mano a mano, fucking fist to fist, win or lose, I didn't fucking cry about it. I licked my fucking wounds. He licked his wounds. Yeah, of course, he was at court crying about it. Ooh, Al the bad guy. Well, no, you shouldn't have fucking bullied me. Fuck you. Fuck you, and fuck you. Did I miss anybody here? No, of course, I was young and that. No, I take your orders. You know, I took orders. I got jacked up by these road agents, and that's what I call them. They're fucking road agents. They're just there to rob people. You know, like privateers back in the old pirate days. Pirates and privateers were licensed to go rob people, and that's what's happened to our coppers. They're now just licensed to rob people. And they forgot about being a citizen's, you know, like a community peace officer. And the way the structure is, it's not just the copper's fault. It's the way the institution has gone. So now it's more like if you're not robbing, if you're not fucking being a road agent on the general public, and the poorer people are the easier ones to rob, the easier ones to steal their vehicles, steal their this, steal their that, lay them with fucking tickets, and ruin their lives. And that's all these guys are. I hear this fucking, you know, the basic saying, well, you know, and I was talking to Steve the cop. He's kind of semi-retired. He's out of Kelowna. And we were just shooting the shit one day, and Steve, you know, I told Steve, you know, all Canadian institutions, and very polite, but he lied to me. He didn't have to fucking lie to me. There's no fucking reason for lying to people. Yeah, everybody in the community knows you're buzzing around the town, fucking trying to get whatever you can get out of everybody. Like, dude, within 48 hours of this man doing this, acting like this, everybody knew who he was. I was at the gas station. He circled the block 8 times waiting for me to come out of the gas station. You know, am I gonna have a bad? No, I'm not gonna have a bad attitude. But he's being led astray, and this young man, I'd say he's probably, you know, somewhere 30ish, late 20s, maybe early 30s. But if you're willing to sell your soul and just lie, and then go make your fucking quota, so that you can rise up that corporate ladder within that paramilitary fucking outfit that's supposed to act as peace officers, you are going to be a terrible, terrible, terrible cop. You're in the future. You're just going to get worse, because it all starts with inch by inch by inch, and next thing you know, you've got a fucking mile behind you of bullshit, and you got so much bullshit behind you that you don't know where it starts and you don't know where it ends. Now you're fucked. Now you're just a corrupt piece of shit like the rest of everybody else that sold their souls. I remember one time I drove like 4 hours to go to traffic court to go fight bullshit ticket. And I'll never forget the fucking cop's name, because his name was Richard Dick. All right? So anyways, he just gets up there and lies. Because legally, a cop is allowed to lie. And they don't get sworn in as Mr. Richard Dick. They get sworn in as Officer Dick. Which is a fiction. It's a fantasy. It's a title. So the man isn't hell. He's hiding behind his title, not to be held, just like the Privy Council, just like your fucking Prime Minister. SNC Lavalin, fucking Wee, and fucking Blackface, and whatever the fuck else he wants to do. And these guys just suck it up. Mind you, hey, I'm not going to hold totally against everyone. We have nobody else. And before I get on to that, I'll just finish this. Okay, so Richard Dick lies his fucking face off. What am I supposed to do? You know? I did say, you know, sir, you're a lying piece of shit. And you know you are. And I hope your mother's proud. Yeah, get in. Sometimes I don't always get contempt of court. But back in those days, you know, it was what it was. You know? So, yeah, I got a few. $150 fines and stuff. But, like, come on, man, I was raised by sharks on the street. You know, I didn't become sensitive at university like all you fucking wonderful people that are destroying this nation, that are ratting out your fucking neighbors, that hate anybody who doesn't think just the way you do, that pretend to be, what is this, black indigenous bullshit? I'm not even going to go there. Well, it's not my place anyways. You know? But if any of my fucking Indian buddies are watching me right now, they're laughing because they know what I'm thinking. How bullshit it is. But anyways. So, okay. Officer Dick gets away with it. And that actually truly was his name, Richard Dick. I couldn't fucking believe it myself. You know, whatever. So he's a dick. I got that. So anyways, but I did, like, for what I knew at the time, you know, I did stand as well as I could. Yeah, but JP or whatever the fuck he was for traffic court, you know, whatever. Paid my fucking fine and I got the fuck out of town. Actually, because it was like 4-hour ride to court. You know, I had to phone ahead. I had to find a payphone and phone the courthouse to let them know that I got hung up in traffic and I am coming. So, you know, about, oh shit, I don't know. And the guy they were looking for wasn't even near there. It wasn't even near there. Shot up a fire department. And the guy wasn't there either. But we're not gonna investigate this, are we? So I don't know how corrupt it is, but I do know one thing. Our public servants and our institutions are full of corruption. It's just a bag of pus. They stink. They stink. They stink when they walk by. They stink when they open their mouth. They stink when they spend our fucking hard-earned money, our children's future. They stink when they set their fucking narratives for whatever it is that they think they're fucking doing here with this so-called pandemic that's not even a fucking pandemic. Do you see a pandemic? Who's falling down on the streets? Oh, cases. Okay, well, you just changed the definition of the word. You know, I had a medical guy on all the stupid shit going on here. If you want to fuck with me, right now it seems that we still have court. I don't know how corrupt our third branch of government is. But that's where I'm at. And yeah, no, I don't sit there and curse and swear at court anymore. But if I can't be real and be myself on this stupid social media bullshit, then I'm not interested. As a matter of fact, I'm not interested. That's why I'm getting off. It was too funny. So, check this out. I don't know. Does that come up? Does that even... Yeah. So I'm kicked off. I can't answer anybody for nothing. It's too fucking funny. So... But, you know. Hey, he shaved. Look at this. He looks younger. Grizz. And God bless that man. You know, he's doing what he can do. What happened? He was just on a second ago. Well, maybe he's just working it out. Maybe a boomer like me, he's just working it out. You know? Yeah, I can't even... And I don't really care. I won't be going back on Twitter. Let's just see what's going on. Dave Menzies. Yeah, there's a character, eh? Fucking... Police double standards on display in Toronto. Rebel News. Yeah, you know, Tamil Tigers. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Nothing to see here. Oh, I like this. Did you guys see this? That Putin invited Biden to have it out with him. You want to talk shit, boy? You want to talk shit, old man? I'll talk shit with you. Yeah, I'm fucking... fucking... You know, the pussies that run the White House, the only thing they're good for is causing harm to men, women, and children within their own citizenry. They're no good for nothing else. They're no good for fuck all. Useless. They're useless like tools, useless. Tools a useless piece of shit as far as I'm concerned. You know, I was kind of having some aspirations about Max again, and I was saying a couple of things about, you know, how to strengthen up, maybe like, you know, the People's Party. Oh yeah, that's too fucking funny. That's too fucking funny. People's Party, right? So, you know, I'm trying to discuss with some People's Party people. You know, it's like, okay, it's like, you know, it's time. You need to win the hearts and souls of folks. People are ready for that. They are ready for a champion, right? Fucking. So, but you know, like, okay, it's a People's Party, so you got people, right? And you got somebody who wants to say run for the party, but within that area, that community, you know, where an MP runs, you know, so have some town halls, get together, but get the one who can speak. You know, get your, you know, it's not, if it's a people, is it the Maxine Bernier party or is it the People's Party? So like Max can't speak worth shit. Yeah, okay, if he's actually, excuse me, real about where he wishes to see the nation, which does pull strings on my heart, you know, getting us back to normal, getting us back to being free, and getting us out of this corporate bullshit and stop giving welfare to fucking big corporations and all that stuff, right? If that's all true, he would put his best guys forward to speak. Get them out there. Get them on social media. You know, and people say, well, we're not here to win your heart and soul. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you running here then? You running to lose a race? So you're going to put your fucking worst people? Or is it the Maxine Party? Not the People's Party. I see. But I know if you run a fucking business, so you got a business, say you got 3 offices, three outlets, whatever, in 3 different cities, right? You get your best guy who understands sales to organize to be your head salesman, right? In each one. Well, he's not the number 1 seller. It's up to him to get his number 1 sellers up front. It's up to him to take the personalities of his best salesmen and get them forward and give them the customers that fit the personality, to put his heavy hitters out. One of the worst things a company ever does is you got your head salesman. The head salesman, he doesn't want to put his best guys out because he's afraid of not looking so good. He's not the best. Well, no, you're not the best. The reason you are the head salesman is you know how to pick the best and utilize the best of what you have. And not only the best of what you have, but the worst of what you have. Dude, here's your talents. This is where I want you to go. Dude, here's your talents. This is where I need you to go. Dude, here's your talents. Here's where I wish you to operate. And so I was trying to explain this to these fucking people at the fucking People's Party, the Maxine Party. And they're all like, well, you know what? I'm off the electorate. I'm not even on the list anymore. I'm done. I'm not wasting. Look at that fucking gray hair, man. I'm not wasting the last of my years. You guys want to destroy this nation? You all want to be a bunch of communist cunts? You all want to just play political games? I got way better stuff to do. It's called fishing. It's called riding my motorcycle. It's called taking orders and collecting on them. I'm done. These guys are fucked. Right? And that's just the way I feel, and that's why I'm so upset. And this social media stuff isn't going to help me. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help anybody. You can't get somebody to write a goddamn letter to your local public servant? And you think going out and protesting and holding the sign's going to do something? I'm thinking there's that worldwide protest thingy going about, I don't know if it's about the vax or the lockdowns. I'm gonna go interview people this weekend, because I've been wanting to jonesing about it, just because I'd like to do some interviews with people. I'm probably no good at it, but I'd like to give it my best shot and send it over to Rebel and see what the fuck, right? Hey, Bison. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Pierre Poilievre for Prime Minister, but it ain't going to happen. Not in this round. Maybe in the future. And it's funny. Did anybody notice? Jay, that's fucked up. I think Mandarin it's Mandarin is their main, because there's many different Chinese dialects, but I think Mandarin is the main one they use, and the Cantonese is the second one. So it's not just Chinese, And this is what I like to bring to people. Okay, you got Chinese, you got Japanese, you got Cantonese, you got Yipponese, and you got legalese. Now, which one of those things do you think you're able to speak at court? Which one of those things are you authorized to speak at court? Legalese is a separate language. Sounds like English, but it ain't. And I like to bring that up. It's one of the ease languages. But yeah, so I wish all the best to Mark Friesen and the bunch. But that Chris character, when I first seen him, in Toronto, there, the guy with the teeth too big for his mouth, looks like he used to work out quite a bit. When I first seen him, I thought, who the fuck is this crazy bastard? And I started watching him, and I noticed he's going over to Ireland, he's going over here, he's talking to people, and he may not operate. He may operate as a Canadian citizen, but at least he's standing at something. At least he's making a fucking stand. You know, and like I say, that charter, the Bill of Rights, the you know, the American Bill of Rights, and the articles and the charter that we have and whatever. I mean, none of it means shit unless a man or woman stands up and enforces it. Otherwise, it's just another piece of paper. Now, I personally do wish to stand as a man on my rights, and what I wish to do and what I actually do is say, hey, look, man, you know, I write up a notice. Not only do I claim this right, but I also believe that the legal society maintains the same position. And then I go CF, which means compared to, and legalese bullshit, and I put it in brackets, so it's on the page, but it's not part of the notice, and I throw all their stuff back at them. So whatever enactments I'm pulling out of, whatever charter I'm pulling out of, whatever what we put into law, the human rights covenants, you know, whatever we have, you know, and I can throw a whole shitload of stuff right back in their fucking face. And not only that, you don't write it out all the way. You just put the article this from this, and article that from that, you know, section 1, 2, 3, you know, from the charter, you know, whatever. Right? You don't have to write it all long form. It's up to somebody else to fucking look it up, not me. I'm standing on my rights. You prove that I don't have a right. Innocent until proven guilty. You know, last time I was at court, the law stated that you're guilty until proven innocent. It was over pot or whatever, right? I was like, that's good for those guys. But I'm not a legal code decipher, and then what does that got to do with me? I wasn't in public fucking, you know, peddling my shit at schoolyards or whatever. I was in private. And my truck is an extension of my home. And that is my fucking castle, and I was in private, operating in private, just passing through the public. And that's the way I stood. And those bastards wanted to give me 10 years. It's fucking filth. You know, it's always the Crown taking up all our court space in our public courthouses for their bullshit to fuck over usually poor people. Well, maybe the people should be taking care of filling up the courthouses that were built by our forefathers for us to hold court, not the legal society, and us to go after them. They want to fuck you over and don't want to abide by the laws and manhandle you and beat you up in Canadian Tire because you can't wear a fucking mask. Human Rights Court. Human Rights Court. Fucking use it. It's free. Federal Court, for instance. Federal Court is not the same as Queen's Bench, Superior Court, Supreme Court. You can go use your person to enter Federal Court. It's don't quote me on this, but it's like, you know, it's like $50 or whatever. They can't say you're off base and they can fine you for malicious prosecution or get you for, you know, malfeasance or something. You know, maybe you're just not that good at it. It's your first shot and you're doing your best, and the legal society decides to twist it and make you look bad at court, and they decide to get you, say, hey man, you're holding a shitty court here. The federal court can only fine you up to $500. It's a pretty safe bet, you know. And federal court does really apply to the corporate body. That's really where the corporate body is, you know. So I'm sorry you guys got on, but I'm ready to get off unless you got a question. Hey, you got a question? You got a question I can answer? Jay? Bison? No? Okay. The cool thing about my family's, I got like, what, 4 or 5 generations from Alberta, but I was born in Carleton, and but I'm an Albertan. You know, the old man was in the army. And fucking Pierre Poilievre was born in Alberta, and he's the MP for Carleton. He's basically my favorite MP of the bunch. And then, what's his name, that MPP from Ontario? He's my second favorite legislature guy. Hillier. Yeah. At least he has the balls. I mean, he's just an old man. At least he has the balls to stand. Okay, common law trust. Let's talk about it. What do you want to know? Is this Jay? Fucker. So what are you saying, Jay? I'm supposed to be doing my homework and not playing around on social media? Is that what you're saying? Probably. Wow, common law trust is a private trust. It's a family trust. It's the trust of man. Right? And it stems out of basically the old ecclesiastical trusts. But actually it goes prior to that. I think the ecclesiastical trusts of the church came from that. Right? Uh-oh. I gotta end it. I bet you it's my old lady. Hey, baby. Oh, sorry. Hi, Christy. I'm okay. Make it quick, cause I'm right in the middle of a live stream. I thought you were Mo, cause I think she wanted me to pick her up after work. Yeah. Ingbert? Larry Ingbert. I might. Fuck, I'm no good with names. I was always trained never to remember names just in case the coppers were jacking me up in the quiet room. Why? And he knew who what was? Buster was his dog? Oh, Buster, he bred Buster's parents? Is that what he was saying? No, because the guy I got Buster from was out here. And he wasn't a biker, he was a wannabe. Uh, but you never know. Like, you never know. It's a small world, especially in the biker world. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that kind of shit, dear. But anyways, I'm gonna get back to my live stream because Mo usually gets off at 7:30 and it's 7:20 something. And I don't mean to cut you off, and I've been thinking about phoning in and Mom, but whatever. I will. we'll connect. Okay, thanks, sweetheart. Bye. My number one son, my daughter. She kicks ass, that girl. Anyways, yeah, my old lady's gonna phone, I think. So, anyways, hope the best. Okay, common law trust. What do you want to know about common law trust? Lay it on me, Jay. Mo hasn't phoned me yet, so lay it on me. Let's get into it. I can tell you it's not a statutory trust. I can tell you it's private. I can tell you there's trustees involved. I can tell you there's beneficiaries involved. What do you want to know, Jay? Come on. Give me a good question. Give me something hard. You got nothing hard? Okay, I'm going to end it then. I'm ready to go. Come on, man. Come on, man. Nothing? There's nothing coming up. Okay. Anyways, bless you guys. And, I don't know what to say. The place is fucked. And it's run by idiots. Don't know what else to tell you. Well, yeah, I was going into I'm allowed into it's there. It's Jack's little tweeterini. I got like 20 messages I can't answer. Yeah, whatever. But I love this thing about Putin and Biden. Putin calling Biden out. You know, Biden couldn't hold his own in the fucking bathtub. Probably break his ankle. Anything cool up here? Same old shit. Suspicious packages. 5 New York City schools receive white powder in suspicious packages. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably sent by the FBI. What else you got? Okay, that meme really doesn't do it for me. New space race. Russia and China want a joint lunar space station. Will Biden continue cooperation with Moscow in space despite deteriorating ties? Nationalinterest.org. Yeah, bullshit. Yeah. There you go. That's probably making people Jones to look at that. Low dose aspirin. Little Jones, yep. Pro-lifers. More faggots with masks. Oh, did I say that? Oh, I'm going to get kicked off here too. Good. Then I won't be able to hold any more shows. This whole social media stuff sucks.
Но при условии, что мы это сделаем фактически в прямом эфире, что называется. Онлайн. Хочу предложить.
He looks good for an old dude. Must be the adrenochrome. I'd like to suggest to President
Президенту Байдену продолжить наши дискуссии, но при условии,
but under one condition, that we actually do it live. He's setting him up. Now that's cool. I like him. You know, he might be an Iron Man or whatever, but dude, up with a good trust questions. So I'm just eating that stuff up and loving it, man. It's great. And if this is the J, I think it is. Just let you know, I talked to Buddy today, the pussy that bailed, and I don't know. I think he might be collecting a second win. I was polite to him and stuff, but you know what? He ain't wasting my time. I ain't sitting there writing him until he says, "Hey, Al, you know, what could I send you for a gift?" Then he can waste my time. Otherwise, I got too much stuff to do. I'm not letting him suck me in. I'm not his pussy. I'm not his boy. Whatever. But anyways, have a great night, guys. Cheers.